Hi, welcome to another webisode of Creativity is Contagious with Kimbo Daniel. It has been a gorgeous day and I've been working hard and I'm hungry and I've been craving cornbread since yesterday. So wanted to just go through the steps of teaching you how to make some cornbread. It's not elaborate, there's no real recipe, just follow along and hopefully you can make cornbread like I do. First, I start off with some self-rising cornmeal. I just throw a little bit in the bowl. Actually, I like to make a big pan of it. So that looks like about 2 cups. I'm going to do about 2.5 cups of cornmeal right there, okay? I have the oven set. And it is preheating, and I like to do my cornbread hot because I cook it in a cast iron skillet. So I like to have the oven set for around 400, okay? And that's what it's on. Okay. I like to get my pan hot before I use it and before I put my stuff in. So what I do, I take shortening and I take a paper towel, dip it in the shortening so that I don't get my fingers dirty. When I was a kid, we used to just stick our fingers in and rub it all over the pan. We just loved when Mama would let us do that. Okay, so you get your pan real good and greasy. Okay, see? It's still white. Now I'm going to put this in the oven and let it get really, really hot. Uh-oh. My racks aren't right. Middle of the oven. Okie doke. Real fast here. I put in a little bit of flour, about a cup, and it's self-rising also. Put in about 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, canola oil, whatever you feel like. I like my cornbread sweet, so I just add maybe about 1/2 cup of sugar. I put in 2 eggs because I like it to rise. I like my cornbread to also be a little bit cakey. That's the reason for the sugar also. But I like mine to be high instead of flat. So I crack a couple of eggs, and I always crack my eggs on a plate because I just like doing it like that instead of on the edge of the bowl in case it's a plastic bowl like this one. It also keeps some of my mess all in one place. So got my 2 eggs there. All right, wash my hands. And I just want to show you that if you're going to keep cornbread and flour in your pantry, you need to keep it airtight. If you're not going to keep it in your freezer, which is actually one of the best places you could store it, either the freezer or the refrigerator, at least do yourself a favor and put it in an airtight bag with a zipper. I like to use this old-fashioned tin that my grandmother gave me that used to store crackers and cookies or something like that. And if you really want to do something cool, just get you a tea pitcher that has a closed top. It's easier to grab off the shelf or in the pantry, and that's a great way to store it in the fridge or in the pantry. Okay, I'm going to mix all these ingredients together, and then I'm waiting on my pan to get hot, so it's going to be a while before I do that. I mix in as much milk as I need to get this fairly watery. I don't like it to be, too dense. I like it to be probably the consistency of pancake batter. So I mix that up real good. Once my pan gets pretty hot, which, common sense will tell you that about 10 minutes in the oven, or when the oven starts smoking and stinking like your oil is burning, that's always my sign of when to pour the batter in the pan. But be careful. Make sure you pull your pan out with an oven mitt because you don't want to burn yourself. So I'm going to do that later. But so there you go. That's how you make cornbread. And you cook it for probably, 30, 45 minutes. Just watch it and keep an eye on it. Now here's something else that's neat in the kitchen. We found this really old piece of furniture sitting on the side of the road, and I don't know if it said free or if it was just set out for the dumpster, for the garbage man to pick up. I believe it had a sign on it that said free. But we picked it up and it was horrible, really nasty. But we painted it up and gave it some love, even gave it a granite top. And I just painted a very flat surface on it with just regular old house paint indoor. And thought I'd take some chalk and do some outlines around this little platter, write some cute little sayings on it, and I can change that anytime that I get tired of it. So that's another thing I wanted to show you. Now, I want to show you this. This is something I've been working on for probably 6 years. It's a quilt. Now, what Southern lady does not have a quilt, or at least want to learn to make one? I tried taking classes. I was defeated by the classes because I'm no seamstress, but I know what I am capable of, and at my own pace I can come up with some things. So this, I wanted to make a quilt out of my son's baby clothes, and that's what I did here. And I'm still working on it, so it's not finished, but I want to show you where I am with it. So these were his clothes when he was little, and now I've got them all together. It's a great way to recycle. I'm using an old duvet cover. And these are my stitches that I'm doing on the back just to finish it up and give it that quilted look. I don't know if you can see those or not. It's kind of a flower. I call it a 4-leaf clover for him because he's a guy. But I don't think I'm ever going to give him this. This is taking me too long to just hand over to somebody else, even if it is my own son. Okay, I want to show you one more thing and then we'll be through. Okay, this room in here is our sunroom, and it has needed some new curtains for the longest time, but I don't have a lot of money, and I want it to look natural. I want it to still look bright in here. I don't want it to be too heavy, and you know, I'm wanting to be trendy but not do something that I feel like I'm going to have to change out in a couple of years. I want it to be something that lasts, such as these. They've been up almost 15 years. So, what did I decide? Burlap. Burlap is so affordable, and I'm afraid of how I'm going to sew it. I don't want it to unravel, but I will keep you posted on this project, and I hope that you'll wish me luck. And if you have any tips on how to sew burlap, please contact me at kimbohemia.net, www.kimbohemia.net. And again, thanks so much for tuning in. We really appreciate you watching our webisodes. And just remember that creativity is contagious, so share it and spread it with everyone. Take care.